Alright, that was a fun couple of weeks. I think I spent as much time trying to figure out where I had left off than I did actually soldering things back together. I've got it fully recapped, although I did leave these yellow caps in here. Maybe once the set's fully operational, I'll go back and replace them with these white guys so they all match. Got the power transformer reinstalled and rewired. Got the tuner all cleaned out and hooked back in. And I have populated most of the tube sockets, and I've got the yoke and focus coil reinstalled. What I want to do now is turn this set on for the very first time, but I'm going to do that without the rectifier tube being installed. What that means is there will only be power to the filaments, not the plates. So all that should happen is the tube should light up. Just to be on the safe side, I've got this set wired in series with a 150 watt light bulb. So if all goes well, when I turn this set on, the light bulb should light up real bright, then fade down, and the tube should start glowing. Alright, here we go. So far so good. The light bulb did dim down. And yes, we have tubes lighting up. Excellent. Looks like they're all lit up too. I'll let that sit for a little while to make sure nothing bad happens. And then I think we can proceed to putting that rectifier tube in. After letting the set run for about 10 minutes, everything seemed to be fine. So I proceeded to install the p2o4 rectifier, tip the set on its side, and hook up my meter to a good place to test the B+ voltage, which is right on the other side of the field coil of the speaker. And according to the schematic, that should be 365 volts. So let's power this set up and see what we get. Typically this number will shoot way up, then as the other tubes start warming up and conducting, it'll start dropping back down. Alright, so we're definitely in the ballpark, which is a great sign. Means that there aren't any dead shorts anywhere on the B+ line. The field coil on the speaker is good. And of course the p2o4 rectifier is functioning and the power transformer is good. In fact, boy, we are right on the money, 365. Now, I have not installed the horizontal output tube yet, the 6BG6, so there will be no high voltage. Plus, I haven't even installed the pitcher tube. But what I'm hoping to hear is some sound. And I do not. It's a real faint tick when I change channels. I thought I would hear some static. So I'm going to do some more poking around and see if I can figure out what's going on. I poked around a bit more, including checking all the voltages on the 6AS5 audio output tube, and everything looked pretty good. So I'm just a little puzzled about that. What I'm going to do now is move on to checking the video and the high voltage. So I've installed the 6BG6 and the high voltage rectifier tube inside the cage there. I'm thinking, although we don't have sound, maybe we can get video, and if we do, then I'll know that the tuner and at least the video IF is working, and maybe we can just focus on the sound IF. If I don't get video or audio, it could very well be a problem with the tuner. So what I want to use for a picture tube is my 5AX p4 little test CRT. It's just one little problem. It's the same problem I had when I took this set apart, which is that over time the yoke has shrunk. What I mean by that is I can't get this in, at least not very easily. So what I'm going to do is the same thing I did when I pulled the picture tube out, which is to heat this up a little bit. I'm going to hit the heat gun on low. What that'll do is it'll soften up those windings a little bit, make them slightly pliable, so I should be able to slide that test picture tube in. Takes a little while to warm up, especially on a day like today when it's like 15 degrees outside. And that's a little chilly in here too. I've also heard that you can attach a low voltage source to the windings themselves and put power through them, which will heat them up. I'm a little nervous about trying that. Alright, there we go. Just pop the high voltage lead on. And hook up the base connector. Nice thing about these test CRTs is they do not require an ion trap magnet. Alright, I guess that is it. So, plug the speaker back in. Let's see, where does it go? There. And power. Okay. Output tube is glowing. Horizontal output tube, that is. No signs of high voltage though. Alright, with all the all the work I did on this set, I had a feeling it wasn't going to be quite so easy.